Yeah, so this is Decide project. Greg Advaith and a range of others are involved with this project. So just talking you through those pictures at the top. In terms of thinking about biodiversity information in the country, we've got Citizen Science is an amazing resource. There are probably getting on for 100,000 people who are involved in citizen science in biodiversity in one way, shape or form. And we've got 250 million biodiversity records so far, and that's rapidly increasing year on year. So this citizen science is amazing. We wouldn't have any, or we wouldn't be anywhere near knowing what we do know without it. When we look at a national scale, we can see that there's a degree of patchiness in terms of the distribution of citizen science records, and particularly when we go to local scale, it's really patchy. There tends to be many more records of butterflies, grasshoppers, whatever it might be, at in particular spaces locally rather than others. And if you look at something like land cover mapping, what we know is that 10-kilometre resolution or even 1-kilometre resolution land cover is great, but is limited when it comes to operationalizing some of the sort of high level strategies. And that's equally true when it comes to biodiversity data. So how do we get from this locally and to an extent nationally patchy citizen science data to something that's much more comprehensive and fine scale, which can be used for local, regional and through to national in terms of evaluation, natural capital assessments and strategic planning. That's the context for Decide. And so what we're doing is, I can take you through sort of bit by bit in terms of it's about delivering enhanced biodiversity information. The key thing is that what we're trying to do is get to fine scale biodiversity maps by using a range of different species distribution model approaches. The output ideally is this high resolution biodiversity mapping, which is useful by a range of stakeholders. We may well know of the national stakeholders, but there's a range of local and regional stakeholders for whom this is really important as well. So that's great, but what we know is that there's going to be limitations in terms of citizen science, and actually we know that there are going to be key opportunities where citizen science can help fill gaps and help not just fill gaps but optimally improve our models. So we're developing adaptive sampling approaches to try and work out where it will be most valuable for citizen scientists to go to, for recorders to go in order to optimally improve our models. And then what we're doing is we're working with the citizen scientists, those recorders themselves, in order to provide what we call intelligent digital engagements. These are the nudges so that we encourage people to go to the places and make records in the places that are going to be optimal for our models. And that's going to be constrained by a range of different things. It's going to be constrained by where the records already are, where they're not. It's going to be constrained by where the people are and how far they're interested in traveling, and a range of different things. Once we've got that improved data, that feeds back to improve our models, and ideally we can do that in near real time. So we're working with a wide range of different people, delivery organisations, conservation organisations, those involved in remote sensing, as well as social science and data science. All of this is done with co-design at its core, both the co-design of those people, the range of people who need to use these biodiversity data and want to use these biodiversity data, but also with those citizen science recorders. Thank you.